Hello guys, Death88 here again with another episode of Let's Play OpenTTD. Now, in the last episode we started to connect these cities here, and we're just going to keep trying to build this essentially into a metropolis area. You don't want to build every place in a metropolis area, but it's not a bad idea to have certain places as metropolis areas. As you can see, our trains are not doing too well. Road vehicles I'm not too worried about, but trains I'm a little bit more worried about because they're my main moneymaker right now. Now, I do want to say I do apologize for the fact that I have not been able to upload a lot of videos in the last couple of days. I had all last weekend that I worked, so I worked some long shifts, and that didn't allow me to make any videos at all. Sort of going to do 2 or 3 OpenTTD episodes in a row right now. I actually have the 7th one uploading as we speak, as we're recording this one. So we're just going to keep recording a couple of these, and then I may choose to do something else tonight. I'm not quite sure. Alright, and there's our first diesel train. We don't want to go with this one because it's not really worth it at all, because it's a slow train and it's less powerful than the one we're upgrading to right now. But as it goes on, we'll upgrade to that, and then eventually they'll add on electric lines, which we'll upgrade to. And then the main thing after that, the next main one's going to be the monorails, and then I believe they're the maglev trains. We're going to actually upgrade to the maglev trains instead of monorail. We're just going to skip right over it because by the time monorail comes around, that's about the same time maglev comes around. So by the time I would have had everything converted over to a monorail setup, I would not be able to make enough money in that time to upgrade everything to maglev. So we're just going to wait for a while then. As you can see, we're losing a lot of money, but that's because we're replacing trains right now. And most of our trains have actually been replaced. We got 19 of them have been replaced, and then 14 have not. And that number should change here slowly as we go. And then as you see, the city, in the last episode, we started at about 3,000 population, and now it's up to almost 4,000, or it's past 4,000 right now. So what I should probably do is add in another station here, and that'll just help out with the flow of traffic. As you can see, all these trains are coming in here now. And they're going to get stuck by the cars there. So now he's going to keep loading passengers on, and then they're going to offload. He needs to go get serviced, so that's what it's looking like. Because he's looking like he's holding up everything right now. And we're probably going to want to take this area now and convert it to a bridge because we want the trains to slow down less. Alright, so you're growing too. So I got all 3 of these growing, which is good. And that was about 400 population when we started, so that tells you it's only been about 4 or 5 years since we've put a transport station in here, and it's grown. And it's been about that same amount of time here. Then also up here at Rennes. And you are not accepting any goods right now. So there should be a goods train I think I'm trying to run into there. Probably should avoid that. You're not growing at all because you just have that one passenger line. Local authority doesn't like us. And we could fund new buildings if we felt like it, but we're in the process of upgrading trains, so I don't feel like it. So we're going to focus on this station here, or this city here. And we're actually going to add in a couple more bus stations. So we're going to add one out here, and then we'll add another one right here. And then probably wouldn't be a bad idea to throw one there. So now we should have, are those the buses that just run everywhere? Have you run here, here, and here. And as you can see, this can get to be a pain because now you have to update everyone's orders individually. I know there's probably a more efficient way to do it, but I have not figured it out yet with the road vehicles. I would not call myself anywhere near an expert in this game. I do know a lot, but I know enough to make money, and that's about it. So then we'll assign these guys to specific stations, and that should help out a little bit with transport and get these connected and growing. And then, yeah. And then the other thing to notice too when you're building in the bigger towns, so like some of these big towns, they'll say like this one's Grennan Hill, and then it says city. So that's going to grow at a very fast rate if you give it transport and everything like you have now, like I have now. Versus like one of these guys here, they're not growing as fast. They don't have the population, and it doesn't say city there. As you can see, the city changes roughly every 12 days in Grennan Hill, versus Flanningville changes about every 200. So as this changes probably once or twice a year, this is going to change constantly. And you can influence those factors other ways too, but I've got these basically growing at a certain rate. See here, this is multiple stations, so it's growing at about 76 days. And then you can also get these little passenger readouts. So the city at maximum per month can give us 803 passengers. The other thing that might not be a bad idea just is to build up an airport. See here, they're not as big of a city, but they're still in a building process essentially. And that's essentially their main drive right here. Local authority, so if we fund some new buildings for them, we should be able to. Now they're gonna start growing big time, and that's sort of what you want to do. So like if we zoom through here, you see this, it's building some roads. Get out of here. It still says funded. So they're gonna keep building up, and you see a couple more buildings going in. It still says funded, so. And they put in a stadium and a couple other things. And that'll slowly grow the population. It's not going to be the best thing to do, but then you see more buildings are building up, like right around here. And I could probably build some roads here for them, and that would help them out a lot. So there is that. We're already at about $7 million dollars, or pounds, or whatever you want to call them. So these guys, they're growing pretty good. And then you're still sort of stuck right now. Trains, as far as trains go, still have about 5 of them it looks like. Yeah, 5 of them that still need to convert over. Then we do have streetcars. I did add that in as a mod, but I don't really see a use for it, because streetcars are essentially the same things as vehicles, just in a city alone. So I mean, if I wanted to make a big transport network in here and run like tram cars across here, I could see that, but that's about it. And they're still holding at about 4,000. As to where these guys are starting to grow up now, which helps a lot. And you're not even running that station. So you're going to run to here now, because I have the passenger capacity to support that. Now we should see the city. Yep, it's increasing a little bit now. So I think the way that they calculate everything, it's based off a combination of the amount of bus stations and then also the goods you transport into the city. Because you can see here they're growing pretty fast here. And then that was the other thing I was going to take care of last episode, was these guys. So we need to essentially demolish the road through here. Well, you're not going to be able to get across now. Yeah, so you're fine. Yeah, so we'll let them do their thing. And I'm going to plow these 4, and we're going to build a bridge in here. Alright, so that's going to get in the way again. Now we're going to build a bridge in here. There we go. That connects everything up. So now the trains don't have to stop for the cars, and the cars don't have to stop for the trains. A little bit more efficient, so This guy, they're still growing pretty well, so that'll help them. As you can see, they sort of got a downtown area starting to form. That's where these guys, they already have a downtown area, they had one, and now it's starting to build up even more. And these guys are just booming out there. So I suppose it probably wouldn't be a bad time to, well, actually we're going to connect this city up altogether. Banks require valuables. So you can transport valuables from bank to bank, and they're essentially, banks are in the major cities primarily. So like, see, you got a city here, you got the main city there that we're working on, that they got quite a few, and then you got these guys here that they're building quite a bit. And then for road construction, I'm literally just going to spam some stations in this city, and then we're going to essentially just, so they don't want me to build anything at all? Man, they must hate me. They must really hate me. We're going to bribe them. Probably because we're doing a horrible job. Yep. We're going to bribe them. There's no one to catch us, so. Will you let us build in your city now? Yep, now we're down $1 million for the year, but we'll make that back. Because we're going to add in some more road vehicles. Now will you? There we go. Now we can build in their city. Boom, boom, boom. One here. Right here wouldn't be a bad idea. Right here, and right there. So now we got a lot of stations. Now we can essentially, the way I like to do this when I put in a bunch of these, so we'll have you go here, 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 and there. So now they're going to go to a bunch of different places, and we're going to build 15 of them. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Run through the city a lot more. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And of course, they're going to get off these schedules at some point. And then as you guys work your way down in the city, I'll let the rest go. There we go. There's all that stuff out of our way. We're gonna get a bunch of spam messages. There we go. So now their city should be growing a lot, hopefully. And we'll throw an airport in here eventually, but I'm not too worried about airports right now. So we've already made, we're not making a lot from road vehicles per year, but we're getting there. Ships are making enough to keep themselves profitable. And you see we still got a lot of ground to make up. And these guys should be growing, yep, they're growing every 12 days. So that's, I think, about the maximum that they can do. So now we should be able to, and then you see helicopters. About the time helicopters start showing up is when we get oil rigs. Alright, so we might make our money back this year. And then next year we will continue to build. Actually, we have the money now. Why not build a couple airports? We're gonna equilateralize out some land, about that much probably. And then airport. What's the larger? Do we have larger airports? Do we have hub airports yet? We don't. So we have large airports though. Oh, small airports, not what I want. Essentially, we can build that in here. You still hate us. Okay. That's fine. They hate us. It happens. We don't really need a massive airport here, but it wouldn't be a bad idea. You're a little bit more profitable. And I'm essentially just looking for the bigger cities in the area. Yeah, you can go there, and then we'll throw on... Yeah, you're really hilly. I don't know where I can put one by there. But here, we could equalize out that area, which would probably not make them too happy. But we could probably... Here, yeah. We should be able to demo. It won't let us do it. They don't like us again. So if we bribe them, that'll cost a lot. Should be able to bring up our rating in the city. Is our rating coming up? It's not really coming up too much. There we go. Now it came up. Now we can probably demo that building. And there, which will allow us to build that. Now, in order to set airplanes up, which are pretty easy, you literally just pick out an aircraft. Which one do we want? You're faster and you can handle more people. So we'll have you go here to here. And then we'll have you go. That's our first airplane. And airplanes can make lucrative amounts of money, like the profit you're seeing now, where you're seeing me make almost $2 million a year from the trains. That can actually happen with airplanes probably within the first 5 years. Yep, we'll clone you, so then by the time you land at the other airport, I'll launch that one. Alright, so now should see a couple airplanes going. So we got trains that are still not making too much money. Yep, so they're growing every 8. And then these guys over here, are they growing? Probably not growing as much, but yeah, they got some transport going out of that place, at least. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff in here. You gonna let us build now? You are, okay. That's a bigger airplane. I think it's just as fast. Speed-wise, it's that fast. And we'll send it to here, and then to here. Alright, so right now is about the time they get lots of different airplanes. And I will warn you, we may have an airplane crash at some point, because that's not an uncommon thing for them to do. Alright, so they're doing okay. Got a lot of numbers up there now. And you can see the first year alone, our aircraft have almost made $90,000. They're beating everything out. They're essentially second place right now. They've made over $100,000 in the first year. So that's how lucrative they are. So let's say, for instance, sometimes I like to start maps where I build insane amounts of infrastructure, like I build a massive highway system. I will always start with airplanes because I know I can make a stable income from those and then build from that. You should see our company graph too. Should have started to see how it sort of has a gradual incline or decline. And then this is the time we added in the airports and stuff, and then it just shot back up. So our company is worth about 11 million right now. That's not bad. And we're making $1 million a year, so we're pretty much financially set. So we can mismanage this company all we want. We're still making money. Alright, it's almost 1960, so we've already been playing for about 25 years between all the episodes, so that's actually a pretty cool thing to see. Is we essentially started out, initially, we had this little coal line here that ran from this station here out. As you can see, these guys are still transporting a lot of coal out of this station. They got a lot of steel though too. And then that's a little bit more powerful train. I'm gonna hold off a little bit on upgrading from that guy because we literally just upgraded everything. But as you can see, we're still making a lot of money. We got a lot of steel sitting at the station too. And you're not quite able to keep up with everything. So you're gonna get cloned. Yep, so train 31. Why is your profit so far down? Is it probably because people are stealing from this station? Do we have a lot of passengers here? We do, but it's probably just not worth it right now for that train to keep running through there. So as you can see, all the trains are getting stopped all the time. Because it's a little bit of a busier place to go. Yep, there we go. That didn't even affect it at all. And we'll probably run this till we hit 10 million, so we'll let it run a little bit longer. You can see my computer's struggling a little bit because I got so much stuff on this section of the map here. It's just struggling to keep up because the days are slowing down as to where when I zoom in they pick up so fast. That's just because I run this on an older computer. I'm hoping to upgrade that eventually here, but for now this computer works. So now we met that $10 million goal. So woohoo, we're 1/10 of the way to the goal I set initially when we ran this. But from here it should just be increasing the amount of profit we make every year exponentially, because the aircraft are going to help a lot with that if we continue on with aircraft. As always, guys, go ahead, comment below how you think I can improve the video, or any games you want me to play. Also, like the video if you like it, and please subscribe, and then I'll see you guys in the next video.